In Romania, we have a quote, a very well known quote, that stresses the importance of work, of a strong career path. In English, this would sound like a handful of trade, a handful of gold.
The thing that comes to my mind is I'm in the preparation now lately in competitions for external relations, let's say. So it's there are two AD competitions. They will become hopefully one day ambassadors of the union. For the moment, diplomats of the union. So this is the competition they are in. And I'm now in the phase of preparing the field related interviews. That means interviews in their field of competence, right? Now, so what's the relationship with the trade? Well, the trade is their business, right? It's not the trade per se, but we are now in an interview that checks or assess or their competence in the field, right? Now, so what I'm saying to them throughout this preparation is be honest, be truthful about what you know, about what you have done, about your professional competence, skills, knowledge, expertise, experience, right? And what comes to my mind is a client, and she has done the field interview, and then she comes back to say to me, "You saved my interview." And I said, "Well, I'm curious to understand how." And she said, "Because when I prepared the interview, all the failures in my professional life, I wanted to present them a little bit, let's say, sugar coated. That means not really failures, but a little bit like so-called failures disguised in successes. You see what I mean? So she was not ready to accept the failures, and she wanted to present them in a kind of decorated version. And in our preparation, I said, no way, you have to present the failures honestly. And then obviously you close with the lesson that you learn. And so she comes back and she said, I've done, as obviously as we discussed, and I had a very pleasant interview. It went superbly. The jury was very pleased with my responses, and it went nice. It was a pleasant interview. Whilst my friends who did not prepare with you, they went there with my former version of failures. That means sugar coated, and they had an awful interview because the jury was upset, annoyed, frustrated by their decorated version. And because of that, they had a lot of questions and a lot of probing and a lot of questioning about, let's say, the reality or the truthfulness of their experiences. And so she said, the fact that you insisted to say the truth and to stay honest in all this interview made me a much better, let's say, candidate than them. So you would say, so how that reflects the handful of trade, handful of gold, is that when you show that you have competence, even though it comes through failures, it is competence. Makes sense? So the truth of your competence, whether you present it as a success or you present it as a failure, it's still the presentation or the display of professionalism, professional skills, competence. And in this case, the jury was convinced about, and therefore we could say that she got the handful of gold thanks to this interview.